Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the game day build-up here on the local pundit. As we start the rundown, it is TOC. The clock is ticking. Can Wrexham get it done tonight against Stockport? Will fourth place Charlton actually get a result against Peterborough? You have all this and more in your game day build-up. Let's bring it on. Well, we're up and away, and someone's back. He's made the starting lineup. He's back from his red card.
back from serving time. Served my suspension. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
Well, mate, how pumped are you for you tonight?
I'm pumped. I'm excited. This game's always fun because it's one of those games like we know them so well and they know us so well, and we both know we can beat each other. It's just it's a fun one. It's always a fun one.
Yeah. We've gone up through the leagues. We've played each other through all these leagues, and now, there's every possibility both these teams could go up again.
Yeah, very much so. Like they are definitely in with a shout. Like, I mean, they're not completely out of the top two race, I wouldn't say, but I mean, they're 6 points behind. They got some points to make up. A win today for them would really change things, though. So,
although I did see a little historical fact, Stockport's run up through the leagues, make the playoffs, miss out, next year, automatic promotion.
Yep.
Following year, League Two, missed in the playoffs, following year, up automatic promotion. This is their first year in League One. Just saying.
Yep.
Well, absolutely. Let's have a quick look, Aaron.
Okay. That looks familiar.
My God. Wonder how this team will go together. We haven't seen this team play together in a while.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So really, I guess what are the changes? I think the only change that I can see is Revan on the bench this time.
Rev's made the bench.
Yep. I don't think he was on the bench last week, was he?
No, he wasn't, and I forget who was on the bench. It was slightly more defensive, and I thought we were missing it. I like Rev on the bench if we got to chase the game for some speed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and obviously Fletcher and Marriott on the bench. That's fantastic. So I'm very happy with that. Look, I like this squad. Unless there's injuries, I'm happy with this.
Yeah. Hey, we've got a lot of points with this group. I know. Like I'm still, I still think it's kind of a defensive lineup, but that suits Parky. He likes it. We won a lot of points with this group. A lot of clean sheets with this group, so that's what we're going for today. Get a clean sheet and get a goal.
And for all the fan speculation about Palmer and Mullen,
no,
not a chance.
Never gonna happen.
And everybody's jumping in quick. I'm sure they are feeling excited. I'm seeing people, and I'm seeing Josh Anthony. There he is. Boy, I was wrong about Palmer and Mullen. Yes. Well, as were a lot of people, Josh, so don't feel bad. Hello to everybody in the chat. And let's quickly get into this. Lexi, yes. And I'm sure Ken is feeling good. I am feeling good about Harry Ashfield's contract. What about you? Actually, without my biased opinion, how do you feel about Harry Ashfield?
I'm a little disappointed by it, not for the reason you think. I'm disappointed it wasn't a longer contract. I would have liked to seen it been a 4-year deal or something. He's a young kid. I think it was only it's only a 2-year with the possibility of a third, I believe, if I remember correctly. So I would have liked to seen it been a longer contract. Maybe that may have been him. That may have been his agent saying, "Yeah, let's not make it 2 because he may want to move up." Depending on where Wrexham are, he may feel like he can go a higher level. You never know. So, but I would have liked to seen it be longer. That's my only disappointment in it. But I love the fact that he signed with us and he'll be here for a few more years at least.
Fair point. I think he's going to be worth a lot of money. And I don't think he wants to go anywhere either because this is his club.
That's
in
right.
his own words.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. Glenda, not surprised with this lineup. And, and hello, Sarah, to both of us.
Hey.
And we've got John's obviously team's not playing tonight. So, that John, we think you're right. There won't be any issues there. But let's get out of Wrexham and let's get into Stockport.
Let's do.
Here we go. And this is why Aaron's here. Even though he did get red carded, he's back and he's here for the expert opinions. And as with our new format, we're going to look at 4 players. Who have you selected for us tonight, Aaron?
So I'm gonna start in goal. We're gonna go with Corey Adai. Corey's he's 6'5", big kid. Well, not really a kid. He's 27. And he was a really good goalkeeper last year in League Two. He was at Crawley and he was very good. He was very high on the clean sheet rankings. I can't remember exactly where he finished, but he was right up there. He was a very good goalkeeper last season. So Stockport brought him in and had a lot of high hopes for him. But he had some issues. He wasn't that great early in the season, and the Stockport fans weren't happy with him. And so they had I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name. They have another goalkeeper that has been with their team for years and years, all the way from the lower league, from the National League. And he came in and was playing really well, and then he's gotten hurt, and so Corey Adias had to step back in, and so he's playing better right now. So
That'd be Ben
that's
Hinchcliffe.
Hinchcliffe. Sorry, thank you. So Hinchcliffe was the guy that had been playing, and he he's hurt, so they've had to go back to Adai. But like I said, Adai has played better. Right now, he's played in 20 matches and he started 19 of them. And then he's conceded 20 goals and he's kept 7 clean sheets out of those. So that's not bad. I mean, it's not a terrible, considering 20 matches and he's got 7 clean sheets. That's not terrible.
Yeah, and he's faced 59 shots for those 20 goals conceded.
Right.
I see here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
His save percentage is 65.5, which isn't really good. It isn't great, but it's not horrible. You know what I mean? It's kind of middle of the road. He saves. He's made 38. I said, clean sheet 7. He's faced 3 penalties. He hasn't saved any of them. So yeah, he's a decent goalkeeper. He's not their best goalkeeper, but he's playing better at the moment. So
yeah, well, we've got a Stockport fan in here tonight. Welcome, Chris Crowther. Welcome in. And we always love to have other fans in here. Yeah, replace the legend Ben Hinchcliffe. Okay, it's pronounced. Okay. Like we were ever going to get the pronunciation right. I have enough trouble saying my own name.
Yeah, exactly. or spell it. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
You should see us try and count.
My next player I want to highlight for them is Brad Hills. He's 21. He's a defender, center back. He's 6'2". He's on loan from Norwich, but he's been, and maybe Chris can jump, see what he thinks, but he's been terrific for Stockport this year. He's been one of the better defenders in the league. So Brad, his FOTMOB rating is a 7.56, which, he's just been unbelievable. So
on loan from Norwich City.
Yes, on loan from Norwich City, exactly. Let's see, let me get here we go. Okay, so he's played in 8 matches. He started 7, but he's been outstanding from what Stockport folks say, and from what his rating says. He's been fantastic. His tackles percentage is 85.7. Duels 1 percentage 62.9. Aerial duels 1 72.3. Possession 1 and final third. He's gotten 2 of those, which is I mean, it's in the green, but it's not for a center back. That's not necessarily a big
He's
stat.
young too. He's only 21.
Yeah, 21. He's a young guy. Young guy. So yeah, he's been terrific for him since he's came in. So lots of big talk about him, and so I wanted to highlight him.
Yeah, well, John liked that because he said everyone called Hills is historically brilliant. From John Hills. Good call, John. I like that. Yeah, very good, mate. I love that. I love that. So,
Okay,
what do you
so
think?
my next one is their captain, Lewis Bate, which it's an odd one. See, the fact that he's a captain is an odd one for me, and I'm not sure if it was just part of the getting him to come, make him captain. I'm not real sure. He's only 22, young guy to be a captain. But Lewis Bate, he's 5'8" midfielder. He's a 7.19 rating. He's got 2 goals and 4 assists. He's played in 29 matches. He's had 21 shots to get those 2 goals. And then let's try to find some passing. So he's got 4 assists, successful passes 1136, pass accuracy 85.4, accurate long balls 78, long ball accuracy 52%, which is really high. Chances created 27, successful crosses 15, cross accuracy 28.3%. All those are really good stats. I mean, I know some of it's kind of like, what does that mean? They're all good stats. Like he's been fantastic.
He said 21 shots on goal, so he doesn't mind having a ping.
Yeah, he'll have a go. He'll have a go.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are all long distance. I don't know if he's kind of the guy that kind of comes in late and fires one in. It looks like he's more of a creator. He's spraying balls around and getting balls to people with his 4 assists.
Only 6 of those shots were inside the box.
Okay.
Which is where 2 of those goals came from. All the other shots, but all the other shots are only really just outside the box. So they're not like, downtown Brazil style.
Right.
But it's still like,
it's probably coming in late and somebody's laying a ball off to him and he's firing one in there, which is dangerous if you can get it on target. We've had that's an Andy Cannon type of goal there. You know what I mean? That's where he kind of, that's kind of goals that Andy Cannon get. So
that is great reference.
Yeah, he's Lewis Bate, terrific player. A lot of good things you hear about him. So good young player. That's the thing you'll see with Stockport. They got a lot of good young players. I mean, they got some veterans too. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of good young players in their squad. You can definitely tell that they focused on. Yeah, they've focused on getting some good young players in there to build for their future.
We know we're going to be in a match tonight.
Yeah. Oh, they're always. It's both teams are going to be up for this one. This is a big match.
Yeah.
I said, for them, you think about for them, if they get a win over us, that brings them within 3 points of us, and right in the top 2 race. I mean, right in it. Wickham's not playing.
I mean, Charlton.
So if say if we were to lose to Stockport and Charlton won, that would put everybody, those 4 teams all within 2 points of each other, or no, 3. Stockport would be 3. Charlton would be 2, and then we'd be even with Wickham still. No, Wickham would have a game at hand though, because they're not playing today. But my final player, I think the guy we got to look out for. This is going to be our danger man tonight. Is Isaac Olafe.
Well, actually, while you're doing that, Chris, if you've got a favorite player in this lineup tonight, let us know. Okay, hit us with the last one. All
right, Olafe. He's a striker. He plays up front. Depending on, I don't know if he plays any wing if they go into a setup with wings, but he definitely plays as a striker. If they're playing a 3-5-2 type of system, which they'll change their system. So it'll be interesting to see how they line up today. But So he's played 33 matches. He's got 7 goals and 2 assists. His 5-mob rating is only a 6.52, which isn't great, but he gets brilliant. He has those moments of brilliance. He is a player that is dangerous. So maybe his overall stats don't sound unbelievable, but he gets them. He's the guy that can get him some game winners. You know what I mean? He can be there when it matters. So yeah, he's let's see, 7 goals. I gotta avoid the XG so I don't get a red card.
Played 33, started 18.
Absolutely. Yep, started 18. He's got 2 assists. So his passing, he's 72% pass accuracy. Chances were created, 19. Touches in the opposition box, 96. Touches total, 567. He's a good player. He's a good player. He's going to be the danger man. Our center backs are going to have to keep an eye on him today.
35 shots for 7 goals, and 33 of those 35 shots are all inside the box.
Yep.
So he gets in tight, which is obviously where most of the goals come from, as we know. Interestingly enough, I did ask Chris to put up a player, and he's gone for Camps. So we might have a quick look at Camps as well, just because we like to look after the other fans. And, he's got the inside skinny for us. So Callum Camps.
Callum Camps, he's got 1 goal, 2 assists. He's got a 6.94 rating. He's 5'11", 29 years old, so veteran. He's a veteran player. He's played in 26 matches, started 18, about 1,700 minutes. Good, decent passing. His pass accuracy 74.2. Accurate long balls 35. Chances created 22. That's really good. So he's a danger man. They've got him listed on here as a defensive midfielder. I think he might play a little on the wings too. Chris, can you help us with that? Does he play on the wing, maybe as a wing back type player, or is he a defensive mid? I'm not positive.
Yes, central mid defense. It'll be interesting to see where he does play.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where he actually does play.
All I'm saying is, Aaron, that is way too much. That is way too much screen time for Stockport.
Fair enough. Get him out of here.
Get out of here. Here we go.
So Chris said that he will play center mid. Okay.
And here's who you're coming up against, Chris, at the mighty STōK Cae Ras. Here we go. The Wrexham lineup. I mean, look, we're unchanged. I was very happy that Brunt came back last game. He had a good game. I'm expecting good things out of him tonight. Interestingly, coming up against such a good quality side like Stockport, I'm not surprised to see McLean staying in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
But I like this lineup. I just want, I just want to see us click. We haven't. I mean, look, we're sitting tied second, in third on for and against, and I don't feel like we've clicked yet this season.
It doesn't. We keep waiting for it to happen. It seems like eventually we're gonna hammer somebody. You know what I mean? The goals are gonna go in, and we're gonna absolutely hammer somebody. It just hasn't happened yet. It's
due. Look, I'd like it to be tonight against Stockport. I don't think it will be tonight.
I don't think so. I think it'll be cagey. I think tonight's going to be a cagey game. I don't think either team's going to want to lose this game. No. So I would not be surprised if we're 75 minutes in and it's 0-0, and we're hoping for a goal. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Today's game is going to be, and we just like it. We match up with them, and they know. Go ahead. What do you say?
I've got a good little thing for us here, because it's going on in the chat. And Chris has asked, has Rodriguez worked out yet? And the chat is interesting. Now this is interesting. I'm interested to hear your point on this, because Lexi's saying not yet. Well, I'm going to disagree there. I actually think even though Rodriguez hasn't scored, he's doing so much off the ball that's good, in my opinion. I mean, what What say you, Aaron?
I think he's still trying to figure out where he fits.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worked yet. He's shown flashes that it can work.
Yeah.
But I find him playing so deep sometimes that he leaves Smith up by himself, and Smith gets isolated, and he ends up having to create things by himself.
Yeah.
The difference when Fletcher comes in and Smith plays off Fletcher, it looks so much better. But Fletcher's farther forward, making and causing more issues for the defense, whereas
And
Rodriguez is playing
he's a more
deeper.
physical presence.
Yeah, absolutely. He plays deeper, and he doesn't. He's not that physical presence that I thought he might be.
Yep.
So I don't think it's worked particularly well. But I also don't like how we've lined him. I don't think that's all on him. I think that some of that's got to lay on Parkey, because we're playing him in behind Smith instead of playing up with Smith, and that's a tactical decision, and I don't
You
like
need to make
that.
the call, Aaron. Give Lucky a
I
call and tell
know,
him what he
right?
needs to do to fix it.
I haven't liked it. We started doing it when we started experimenting with Elliot Lee in that spot, and I didn't like it then. It didn't work then,
And
and I don't like it now.
Lexi is
So
look, Lexi. I respect other people's opinions. And I can see your point. Like no, he was hired as a striker. We need a striker. Aaron, he fits as a striker, which he's not doing. So there you go. Lexi's got some pretty strong feelings on this one.
there's a lot of people with strong feelings on that one.
Yeah.
It's hard, and it's hard to argue with, because he's in 10. You know what? This will be his 10th start, I think, and he's gotten 1 assist.
Yeah.
So,
That's
and yeah,
that's
like you
fair.
said, he's done things off the ball that aren't bad, but I do think a lot, and I've heard this a lot from people in the ground, that sometimes he looks lost. He's just kind of floating around too deep, and it's like, what's he even doing? We don't know, and it doesn't look like he
Yeah.
necessarily knows. So, uh, and I want him to succeed. Don't get me wrong. I want him to succeed. Like,
Yeah.
I want him to score a hat trick today. That'd be fantastic. But he's got to play further forward. He's got to get further
Yeah.
forward if that's
Yeah,
going to
he's got
happen.
to get better. I mean, it's one of the big gripes as to why we don't put teams away by big margins, because we play very defensive and then hit people on the attack. We don't go and get the goals all the time. And it is one of the reasons why I was screaming for Ashfield to be starting, because he's that time, and it's and Chris did mention earlier, well, he's asking what time it is now. But for me, it's like 20 minutes to 1 in the morning. What time is it for you, Aaron?
For me, it's 10:30 in the morning.
Perfect. And you got the house to yourself, I think, today, don't you?
No, actually, the kids are here. They're playing their
They're all
games.
back. They're all back.
Yeah, they're
But Chris, look, you're in the chat. We're very friendly to the visitors when they come in. He asked about Mullen and Palmer. Well, fact is, Mullen and Palmer, if I want to be brutal, weren't cutting it.
No, they weren't. I would argue, I could make a better argument for Palmer than I could Mullen. Mullen wasn't finishing. He was getting in the right
Bet you,
spots, and he wasn't finishing. Palmer
bet you wouldn't.
did a lot. He did a lot
Yeah.
more off the ball. I even like where you're talking about J-Rod, what he does off the ball.
Yeah.
At a certain point, and he may still. I haven't looked it up. I mean, there's been a lot of games since he's played, but at one point he was our leading. He had the most defensive headers in our team, which he's a striker, which is like, you don't want that. But how important is that on set pieces? When you've got that big giant back there, big physical presence that's heading the ball out of there, that's a big deal. Those make a big difference, and I don't think we're getting that out of J-Rod. So
It diffused attacks, didn't it? Like
yeah,
on set pieces,
absolutely,
especially.
absolutely. Now he didn't offer crap going forward. Palmer didn't, and that's the truth of it. And that's why we brought in another striker. I mean, that's why we brought 2 strikers in. We weren't getting
That's right.
enough,
Look,
and
and we go up again. There's going to be massive changes again.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, look, it is interesting, but I mean, look, this team is plenty good enough. I couldn't believe, if you've been watching the shows, the only guy to get a double this season for us was James McLean. That blew my mind.
Unbelievable. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it.
Like, I mean, seriously, if we'd done a quiz and no one was allowed to look it up, I definitely wouldn't have got it right. There's just no way. In fact, he wouldn't have even been in my first 3 picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have picked Max in there. Because he does tend to score goals for us from coming up from back. But geez, I would have even picked Owen O'Connell above James McLean. Ironically, it's just weird. It's just
it is weird.
But
it is a weird one.
I mean, do you think we're going to play like we did against Wickham? Do you think we're going to sit and just hold and keep the match tight for the first half?
Probably. I mean, that's what we tend to do. I don't. It just depends on how they play too, how attacking or defensive they go, and we'll adjust. We'll adjust accordingly. If they want to sit back and try to defend, then we'll probably have a little more of the ball. But if they want to come at us, then we'll probably be sitting in a low block and defending our tails off for the first half.
Absolutely. Now, just remember, guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed, get in there and do that. Subscribe to the Global Pundit as well. It's out there on that. I know the boys, the back end team is smashing stuff out on TikTok now. So getting a lot of links and that there. So the boys are on today. So what do we got? We got Josh in the watch along, obviously, and I know he's in makeup right now, getting ready. And then we've got Rextra Time. So with Paddy, this is where you get to come in. So Chris, don't forget, after the game, we do Rextra Time with Paddy. He will come in. I noticed he's been in the chat here today. And that's your chance to call in and have your say on the game and your team. And all us Wrexham fans out there, I want you to get in there and have a smash at it today. We're going to really try and play them through. We want everybody to have their opinion on our 4-0 victory today. If only.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? I don't think we're going to get that one. I don't think we'll get that one. I did tip a 2-0. I did tip a 2-0. I think we might get one early and then maybe get one to finish it off around 70 minutes or so.
Josh went for his ever-present 1-0. I went for 2-1. And I think, what did Paddy go for? I'll just check. We only all just remembered to do our tips literally half an hour ago. And Paddy's gone for 2-1 as well. So, but there is, just remember, guys. Oh, there he is. He's in the chat. He's put it up there, 2-1. Thanks, Paddy. Just remember, there is another big game tonight. Peterborough at home to Charlton. Peterborough's got a lot to play for to keep themselves clear of the relegation zone. And not a bad team. And they could do us a massive favour tonight.
Here's the thing. I made this argument yesterday. And when I was in the chat and you guys were talking about it. Peterborough, I think, and it is wishful thinking, but I do think it's possible. I think Charlton is going to drop 5 points in the next 2 games. I think they're going to draw tonight against Peterborough. If you look at Posh, let me bring up Posh real quick. So their form, they won their last game. They drew against Wickham. They drew against Blackpool. They beat Shrewsbury, and then they drew against us. That was in the cup, and then they beat us in pins. Okay, so that's just doing a quick look. So they're not on terrible form. Okay, they haven't lost. They haven't lost since. You got to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Okay, 6 in the league. So I think. And that was a 2-1 loss to Charlton, actually. So I think they're playing better. I think they can get a result today. I think Posh is going to do us a favor and get a 1-1. I think
it's highly likely.
I think it's possible.
I think it's highly likely.
I don't know if it's likely. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
Well, look, it'll probably all go belly up. We'll lose. Charlton will win, and all of a sudden it'll be like you said early in the show, fully compressed and scary, squeaky bum time for the next 8 games. I mean, we're 9 games to go. Interesting. See, Chris is saying I'll take 1-1. So
See, I've heard that from a lot. I've seen that in a lot of from a lot of Stockport fans. They don't like coming to the race course. They struggle at the race course. Or at least recently they have. So
Paul Kelly said it'd be 4-0 only if Ashfield was playing. Ironically, I know I joke about it, and everybody says I got the man crush for Ashfield, but that style of player in a central attacking midfielder is the type of player that then means we score a lot of goals.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's not the setup we've got. So, we're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, it's gonna be so good tonight. I'm so excited. Like, we've got 3 minutes left here. I mean, we've got 2 big games tonight. There's only 6 games because of international duties. Stockport's missing their striker who's away on international duty. And Andreasen. So that's a plus for us tonight. And I think we've been a little bit lucky. I mean, we come up against Wickham. Kone didn't play; he got sick. We come up tonight against Stockport. Andreasen has come in. Is away on national duties, and so he's not up against us. We've got to take advantage of these moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. This is another big one. This is just as big as last week. We all talked about last week was game of the season. I think you can make the argument if we get a win today, that really puts us in the driver's seat for promotion. A win today would be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive.
Win today is massive. It's a big step. We really only have one other really solid team to play against for the rest of the season, and that's Charlton in the second last match of the season. We do have Lincoln City in the last match, but beyond that, everything else is, down a bit. So we will see. I mean, we've got to worry about tonight, though. We've got to get the business done.
Yep, absolutely. Got to do the job. Got to do the job.
Yep, got to do the job. So I think, look, I mean, guys, throw your score predictions up in the comments. I know we've got 108 people in here now getting ready, so that's great to see. And I'm sure everybody's getting super excited for Josh's watch along. I know he is pumped for tonight's game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know Paddy is super excited to get people in for their comments after the game. Win, lose, or draw, there's going to be a story to tell. It is. Yeah. So Dan Moore's saying 1-0 to us. So that's good. Actually, I take it. Yep. Leaf and Sarah, 1-0. I love it. Yeah, they're all on the Josh bandwagon, the 1-0 bandwagon. Chris, I know you said you'd take a 1-1. What's your score prediction for tonight? And everybody else, what's your Wrexham score prediction? Because I want to see a whole heap of. Here we go. Paul Kelly, 2-1 Wrexham. So this is good. This is good. I think it's fantastic. Nick Donnellan, 2-1 Wrexham. It's on. Yeah, come on. Let's go, guys. I mean, who's going to score tonight too? I actually think we're going to get some.
Go.
J-Rod's going to get his first tonight, and Sam Smith's going to get one as well.
I was going to say Smith and Rathbone. We're going to get a 2-0, and Ollie Rathbone's going to pop up for one, and Smith is going to get one. That's my thoughts.
Michael Wolf, 6-0. The Welsh one, I'm putting this comment up, but it's the last comment you ever get put up.
Oh.
3-1 Stockport. There we go. Well, Chris is there. You go. So Chris, we're not bad guys.
Yeah, nothing wrong with backing your team. You got to back your team. If I was a Stockport fan, I'd tip a 1-0 too.
Yeah. He didn't go big either. He just went, I tell you what, Glenda, love your thought. Love that. Love that score prediction. I think that is well and truly true. Well, any last comments from you, Aaron, before we jump out of here?
Nope. I think I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Make sure everybody like, subscribe. We're on our way to 2,000. We're getting close. So everybody, make sure you subscribe. Join Josh coming up in a few minutes on the watch along, and then after, join me and Patty on the after
Extra
show.
time.
Extra time.
The
Sorry,
extra time.
I was
Yeah.
brain
All
farting on the
good,
name.
guys. Look, yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's because you're so excited for the game. We're
I'm
super
excited.
pumped. Let's bring it on. I cannot wait. I really think we can get the job done tonight, and I am so looking forward to this game. So, guys, on that bombshell, get on over to the watch along, and let's go Wrexham.